Hi, in this video I'm going to teach you the basics of factoring algebraic expressions. Okay, so what is this concept of factoring algebraic expressions? Factoring is basically the reverse of, so it's reversing the distributive law. If you know how the distributive law works, then pretty sure you will learn factoring easily. So remember, the distributive law is A times B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. So this is how the factoring works. Okay, so in factoring, you will be given AB plus AC, and you have to take out, okay, these are the common expression that you will hear when you work on with factoring. So you try to take out the common factor, or not just the common factor, but it should be the highest common factor from the given expressions. So for AB plus AC, what is common, or the common factor, is the A. So I will factor it out. I'll take that out. So A, and then you have B plus C, which will remain in the group. So that's factoring the highest common factor, or the common factor, which is A. So again, it is just the reverse of the distributive law. To make you understand the idea more, so let's look at some examples. Let's say example 1. Suppose I want to factor 12x minus 9y. So this is the systematic way of factoring an expression. When it comes to expressions, you only have like the number and the variable. And same with the second, so we have the number and the variable. So again, to make it more systematic for you to factor, you focus first on the number or the numbers, and then you focus on the variables. So for the numbers, you have to take out the GCF, the greatest common factor, or the highest common factor. And for the variables, you have to take out what is the same or common. Okay? So 12 and 9, the highest common factor of 12 and 9 is 3. So I'll factor out the 3. Now for the letters, there are no common. There is no common in x and y. They're not the same. So you cannot factor out x and you cannot factor out the y. So that means we can only take out or factor out the 3, and that leaves 12x as 4x, and that will leave 9y as 3y. So if you take a look at it, if you apply the distributive law, 3 times 4x is 12x, and 3 times 3y is 9y. So basically get the same expression, which will mean that your factoring is correct. Okay, so notice as well that as we get the value 4x and 3y, you can think of it as 12 divided by 3, that gives you 4, and 9 divided by 3, that will give you 3. Okay, so that's how we got 3 times the quantity 4x minus 3y as the factored form of 12x minus 9y. Okay, example 2. So let's say we have 5x xy minus 15xz. So again, to factor this, we work on it systematically. So like here, we look at the numbers and then we look at the letters or the variables. So to factor this, so the highest common factor of 5 and 15, meaning the highest divisor of 5 and 15 is 5. So that's already working with the numbers. And then for the letters or the variables, the common is the x. So we can also factor out the x. So that will leave the first term with y and the second term with 15 divided by 5, which is 3 with the z. If you review it, if you multiply 5x to the y and 5x to the minus 3z, you should get the given expression. Otherwise, if it will not be the same, then your factoring is wrong. Okay, notice as well that you can no longer factor out anything from y and 3z. So that means you were able to factor out all the common factors. Okay, example 3. Sometimes you're not just limited to 2 variables, so you can have like example 3. Let's say 9ax minus 15a minus 18az. So systematically, we work on the numbers. So we focus on 9, 15, and 18. The highest common factor will be 3. So that's the highest number that can divide 9, 15, and 18 at the same time. For the letters, we inspect which letter is common to the 3. Not just any of the 3, like any 2 of the 3. It should be for all, and you should see that the common letter is A. So we can also factor out the A. So that will leave the first term as 3x. That's 9ax divided by 3a. The second as 5. And then the last as minus 6 and z. Again, you can always check if your factoring is correct. If you distribute 3a to 3x minus 5 minus 6z, you should get the given expression. But at the same time, there is no more common factor for 3, 5, and 6 except for 1, of course. So that means we were able to extract the highest common factor. There are also no more same letters for the 3. So like the first has an x, the second has no x. The third has a z, but the others do not contain the z. So this is the factored form of the given expression. Okay? So that's basically factoring of algebraic expressions. Of course, when you go to higher mathematics, you will learn other factoring, but for now, since this is just on the basic factoring, so we just learn how to factor the highest common factor. Okay, so that's it.